I am live, and if you are running across this video as you are wandering the internet, know that this is a live broadcast on June 2nd, and I am now posting the link for everybody to get in here to join in. And so it takes me just a second to get everybody loaded into the room and ready to participate. You should know all of the resources that I'm going to be talking about are on jollyrogerukulele.com, tablature, all that stuff. And the other thing you should know is you will probably be starting class in about 3 minutes, so there's probably no problem with just straight up fast forwarding through this little section here because I'm just wasting time double checking sound, waiting for people to load in, and chatting to them as they come in. So that's not a waste of time at all. It's very exciting to see everybody join in the class. I'm running a little behind today, so people are going to be like, what the heck? So, all right, got that up and running. Lynn is in, Laurel's in. I'm having computer issues. Um, I will tell you, it's not really an issue. And I'll tell you what I did. Let's see. Lynn is here. Sandy's here. Laurel is always in. What the heck? How come it took you so long? Hi, Linda. Hey, Linda. Ooh, two Lindas in a row. We need the other Lynn. Lynn, very, very. Yay! Glad you're very happy to be here, Lynn. Marie is here. Phyllis is in from Canada. Uh, Renee in from Lakewood. Thank you, Renee. You're straightening me out. Jerry, I gotta still write you an email. Doggone it. Hey, Terry. Diane, Nick in from Germany. It's good to see you, Nick. That's exciting. Lindy, Nick, it is too late in Germany. You should be in bed, my friend. I'm delighted you're here, though. Lindy is here. Looks like a challenging day. Yeah, right. Patty is here. Patty says we're here. That means Tom is here, lurking too. Carol in from up on the hill. Leslie's in from Virginia. Sorry, guys. You know how from time to time you get a spam email and it says, "I have your passwords and I'm going to ruin your life and I'm going to take all your money." And I'm pretty good about updating passwords. So I got one the other day, and it actually had one of my passwords from the olden days in the subject line, which means that somewhere along the lines, one of these accounts I had that are, one of these nothing accounts, got hacked and they got the password out of it. So I'm like, well, that's a bummer. So what I'm going to do is put Norton antivirus onto my computer. And now when I go to start up the computer, I used to go start and then I could do computing. But now with Norton on there, you hit start, and then it's about 2.5 minutes before you can actually do anything. And I was running a teeny tiny bit behind today, and then I hit start, and I have learned to always start the computer from dead turned off to come back up, so we don't ever have any problems with YouTube. That's been the few times we've had trouble with YouTube. It's probably because I didn't reboot the computer right before that. And so anyway, I do apologize. I'm running late, and Norton made me 2.5 minutes later than it should have. It's probably not 2.5 minutes. It's probably a minute, but it feels like a week and a half when you're waiting for the computer to boot. All right, there's my crying for today. That's it. That's enough negativity. Jerry, Terry, Diane. Let's see, where did I leave off? Patty, Carol, Leslie, Jacqueline. That's where I left off. Hey, Gary, in from Vancouver, Washington. Karen F. Hey, good to see you again, Karen. Glad you're picking it back up and going forward. Janet down there in Texas, probably toasty warm down there today. Gail in from Littleton. I can see you from here, Gail. Brandon is still Red's in. Nice. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We have, as all of you have seen, I posted the full, complete, total, everything, Eine, Kleine, Nachtmusik, and there are parts of it we're probably going to end up cutting out because they're just not that fun to play. But I've already cut out a bunch of it. But there's probably still another section in there that we're going to talk about whether it's worth keeping or not. Hey, John, welcome in. Hi, Tanya, in from North Carolina. We've got the whole country in here. So let's do Soft Kitty first because that will actually be rather enjoyable to play. And for those of you guys who were here last night, we talked about a one chord song. Soft Kitty is awesome because it's a two chord song, and there's lots of stuff in it that's kind of fun to work on. All right, where's my ukulele? It's way over there. I'm gonna probably need that if I'm gonna play for you guys. And you're not supposed to know I'm wearing shorts again. If Diane, tell Mike that I have shorts and sandals on today. I'm becoming a total hippie. Um, it's what happens when you when the whole world is a mess. You just start wearing sandals because you're like, I don't know, it doesn't matter anymore. There's no standards necessary. Let's see who else. Marilyn logging in. Hey, Marilyn, good to see you. Linda, finally, Linda number 3 makes it in. Good to see you, Linda. All right, Soft Kitty. By the way, if you were here last night, thank you. That was exciting. We had a big crowd, and we had the first night's a little bit too much me talking, and a little bit too much of you going, I don't know what he's talking about. But we will, as the summer goes on, just be cranking out more and more tunes. Most of you guys have been with me through the last couple of months, and you've got a good sense of what's all the stuff on the website, and you kind of already knew a lot of that stuff. But Summer Institute, we advertise it a little bit differently. We go to a different places to let people know about it. So we always get so few people in who are brand new to ukulele. And so I always feel like I owe it to them to get them up and running. And so for some of you, it probably felt like, I already know this. What I did do, however, is so you guys are supposed to be working on your one chord song, right? If you're brand new, you're supposed to be just getting where you can really play Frere Jacques. And if you've been around a while, you're supposed to transpose Frere Jacques into all those other keys. And if you've been around even longer than that, you're supposed to write decent, tough uke arrangements of those versions. And I decided that since sometimes people tell me Frere Jacques is boring, I've been working on a non-boring version of Frere Jacques today that's actually going to be kind of fun. So just so you know, I'm working on the homework too, and hopefully you're working on, hopefully something I said last night was helpful and made some sense. And so now today we're going to, those of you who are new to ukulele, still working on getting up to speed, Soft Kitty it's usually the second or third piece that I teach here locally when I have group classes. And if you know the song, you're probably like, all right, I like that song because it was inspired by this show Big Bang Theory. And in that show, Sheldon, whenever he's the main character and he's kind of a handful, in that show, anytime he is sick or he is sad, he wants somebody to sing him Soft Kitty. And it's in a number of episodes. One time he plays it on recorder, and one time his mom sings it to him. One time Penny sings it to him. And so it comes up several times in the show. And when I figured out it was just a 2-chord song, I'm like, oh, I'm putting that into my ukulele repertoire. And initially, because Big Bang Theory was more popular a few years ago, people were like overjoyed that we were doing it. And now I have to explain to people where this song comes from, and because a lot of people don't know, they're just not watching the show anymore. So we have a 2-chord song, and we're going to knock it out. We're going to be, I can't believe it, Barbara. I can't either, Barbara. I'm wearing sandals. I don't know. You just, at some point, you just have to give up. Susie in from in Denver via Birmingham. Oh, lovely. So are you in Birmingham or in Denver? I'm not sure what that means. I guess you're in Denver, and then but front used to be in Birmingham. Oh, Birmingham. I don't know. Is it better? Is Birmingham better than Denver? Probably. I hope so. Let's see. I got one of my group mates to check in last night. She loved it, Leslie. Oh, that's exciting. I worry about new people walking in cold to that sort of thing. And you're in Denver, Susie. Good to see you. I do worry about all of you guys that are newer because the people who've been around a while, they'll figure out they're fine. They're by now they're toughened up. They've listened to me enough to know they don't need to listen to me anymore. But new people are, it's important that you get a good solid start because once you get that foundation in place, it's just it's just all more of the same, and it gets more and more rewarding, and your ukulele starts sounding like it's supposed to, and you buy a better ukulele, and you grow a mustache or whatever ukulele players do, and it's just, if we can get you started right, then everything else is awesome. And so do know I care about you guys that are uh, either brand new to ukulele or trying to switch over from all singing and strumming into instrumental play. And so I'm with you guys. All right. You told him how laid back I am. Yeah, you see, did you say, yeah, he talks too much. I don't know what his deal is. All right. Soft Kitty, 2 chords, F chord. Dun, 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 that one and that one. Okay. First fret, second string, second fret, fourth string. That's your F chord. Beautiful chord. Biggest problem with F chord is B flat usually comes along for the ride, but in this song it doesn't. And then our chord pairing is C7. That's the index finger right there. That's piece of cake, right? Okay. These are probably the 2 easiest chord pairs in ukulele world. When I teach it, I like for you to go from F, roll down, but don't do anything weird with your middle finger. Just keep it ready to go. F chord, roll down, back up. Dum, 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 dum. Okay? Those of you guys that are working on right hand stuff, bum, 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 bum. The song's in 2/4, which for all intents and purposes might as well be 4/4. The way to think of it from an arpeggio pattern is it's a 4 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it would be great if that works out perfectly, but you actually have to switch chords after each beat in measure 7. So you're going to go dunk, dunk, switch the chord, dunk, dunk, and then switch back again. So it's actually going to be a little more challenging to do the arpeggio than you would think. The other thing is Burke, run it finally in. Yeah, about time, Burke. Come on. We want to be thinking when you have such a simple chord pairing, you want to bring some other skills to it, and so really be thinking about should I be trying it? He keeps talking about this. Why should I try that? Should I try doing something fancy with my right hand? Give it a shot. Okay. First, let's go through and sing it. And you guys are aware I can't sing. I'm going to count in 4. It's just easier to get you started right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr to the top. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. And like a nice little jaunty tune. You can slow it down a lot. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. That's how they would probably do it on the show, right? When they're singing for Sheldon, they always resent having to sing Sheldon this song, and so they never do a very good job singing it. And if you will remember, those of you who have seen the episodes, Sheldon has one rule about this song. Think, 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 think. Wait, pause. Do you remember? The rule is if you make a mistake, you have to start over. So maybe make that one of your own rules on this song. Yeah, I'm going to learn to play this song perfectly. And so and if you don't play it perfectly, you start over. Hey, Vicky. All right. Those are your chords. Okay. I was just doing a kind of a jaunty little strum pattern. When you go to your neighborhood strum alongs and when you're wander through YouTube, they're always talking about strum patterns, and you can do whatever you like with strum patterns with the 2 exceptions. Okay. There's a guy named George Formby who has lived in England. He was a heck of a banjo-lele player, and he had this very particular strumming pattern that he did in several movies. And so if you want to play exactly like George Formby, you have to do exactly his strum pattern. So there's one guy that I can think of you really have to do a strum pattern correctly. The other one is if you decide to try to compete with Israel Kamakaole, you have to do his strum pattern exactly the same way on a low G ukulele. Here's the thing. You can't sing like him. 2, you probably don't own a low G ukulele. So 3, you can play Somewhere Over the Rainbow any doggone way you like to. So don't let people tell you there is a strum pattern for a song. You can agree as a group. You say, hey, let's do down, down, up, down, or up, down, down, up, whatever. You can agree with that as a group if you decide we want to have everybody doing the same strum pattern. It's kind of fun once, right? About the fourth about the third time you do it, it's not fun anymore. You're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit around thinking about down, up, down, up. I'd like to think about making music. And one of the ways we do that is to stop strumming altogether, right? And let's try this. Just do it with me this time. Okay. I'll get everybody on with this. We're going to try to get you to do more than strum. Okay. From the top. Hey, cat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. That's a pluck pattern. That's what I'd like to see people talk about on the internet. What's the pluck pattern, right? It'll never happen. Because if you can pluck it, if you get where you're super comfortable with it. Now notice my hand's going up just a tiny bit, but mostly I'm just collapsing my knuckles when I do that with my right hand. Okay, not really trying to minimize the amount of motion. If I want to play louder, just put a little more oomph into it, a little bit more of this. And notice I'm just collapsing my hand. I'm not trying to pull up on the strings. Doesn't sound that great, right? So we just want to kind of collapse our fingers, and it's going to sound good. How are you supposed to do that? Claw thing. This is the claw thing, okay? So you got your claw, 4 fingers, 4 strings, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's the claw thing. That's where we start. Let's do it. Let's do it one more time. Let's do it fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. That's the claw thing. That's the claw. Okay, this is your claw. These are your 4 fingers. You're never going to use your pinky, by the way. It's just for show. I usually end up using it to hold the ukulele up because I don't wear a strap. You should buy a strap and you should put it on, by the way, because holding on to this thing when we're going to be doing all this crazy stuff is really difficult. Here's the story on straps. On the bottom of your ukulele, there's a block of wood, probably, okay? 99% of the time, there's a block of wood here. You're going to drill a little pilot hole right in the middle, and you're going to order your strap. You can order one from Amazon, whatever. They got 4,000 kinds. Comes in, you drill a little hole in, you screw on the little doodad right here on the bottom, and then you put your strap on. That's it. That's all you have to do to get your ukulele up and running. When you're playing instrumentally, it really is a great idea to have a strap. I have 100 people in my orchestra, and I bet 99 of them wear a strap when they come to rehearsal, because it's hard to hold on to your ukulele when you're doing all this crazy stuff with both hands. So give it some thought. The things I don't recommend, they sell one that's got a hook on here that hooks onto the hole, and you think, oh, I'm going to buy one of those because I don't want to ruin my ukulele by putting a hole in it down here. Here's what happens with those. You ruin your ukulele right here where the clip comes on, and whoosh, they don't hold it up anyway. They flip it over. So those things, how those got to be a thing, I don't even know. They're terrible. I have one here in the office to show people what not to buy. So don't get one with a clip on it. And also, was it who had that guitar strap? I think it might have been Brandon. Says, I got this really wide strap, and he ended up with a guitar strap. So those are real wide, and it's not really what you want. Just a little guy just to keep it from flying out of your hands is probably what you want. And yeah, it's exciting. You get to take a drill to your ukulele. I do it as a service here in the studio for people in Denver, and I do them all day long. I mean, I go through lots and lots of those buttons because it's just going to make your life easier. Okay. I don't use one often because I'm teaching and blah, I'm talking stuff, but get a strap. Okay. That's the claw thing. Now, let's take that claw thing to the next level. We're going to do thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, index, thumb, index, middle. Do the whole song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. That's what we're doing with arpeggio patterns. If you're a singer, you really want to master arpeggio picking because all of a sudden you sound like you're really playing the ukulele. You're doing something fancy on that thing. You're still just holding the same basic chords. You haven't really done anything exceptional here, but you have made this sound way, way better than chunk, 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 chunk. And I love everybody that I've ever met in ukulele, and I love the fact that they post little videos on Facebook, and I get links to this stuff all the time. And I am still incredulous at how many of them, even after taking my class, blah 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 blah, and you're like, everybody's doing that, right? Do something next level. Put a little bit of effort into it. Fran says, I bought one of those hook straps when I started playing. I was very unhappy with it. Yes, Fran, if you had been around here, I'd have prevented you from doing that. Yeah, the hook things don't work, and they ruin your ukulele. By the way, they start digging a hole right here. It doesn't ruin your ukulele. You want to ruin a ukulele. That's your goal. Ruin your first ukulele so you can go get a better one. Those are your chords. That's how we sing and strum. Okay, sing and strum. And all of the other ukulele programs out there, that's all they're going to teach you is how to sing and strum, and then they're going to leave you cold, right? And so if you're not a singer, you got to learn how to play things better. Yesterday we dug into Frere Jacques. Okay, I talked about holding the ukulele properly, getting your thumb in the correct position. We talked about your string numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we talked about fret numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, blah, blah. Okay, on this ukulele, a dot on 5. You probably have one on 5, a dot on 7, dot on 10, dot on 12. This one has a dot on 15. As if you're going to need, listen to this note. Nobody needs that note. Okay, but it's all set up on this ukulele just in case. And then also, sometimes you have dots on the side of your fretboard. That's ideal. That's what you want. Now, let's go ahead and play just the melody. You're going to need 1s are your index finger and 3s are your ring finger. That's all you're going to need. Okay, from the top, very slow. 1, 2, ready, play. 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1 to the top, and 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1. Okay, so several things about the paperwork. One, if you're new, you figured out, it's all 1s and 3s. Dynamite. I'm in good shape. I just got to get it onto the right string. So hopefully that's making some sense to you. Next level players, you are paying very careful attention to the fact that in measure 4, you have a half note. That 3 there needs to last for what feels like 4 full beats. You heard me kind of counting to myself as we went through there. If you get to measure 4 and you hit 3, and then you come in too quickly in measure 5, you will not have honored that long note. And you really want to get in the habit of honoring the long notes. In tablature, we have this tendency. Okay, I played that one. What's the next one? I play the next one. 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 And we don't always necessarily listen to how long those notes should be held. And so for the note in 4 and the note in 8, those are long notes. We want to make sure we're sort of internally counting to ourselves. Some people tap their foot. Don't do that. That looks very weird. Don't tap your foot. Just count in your head. Hear yourself. No, give yourself a little bob or something, to feel the music so you don't come in too early. Tablature players, we are notorious for shorting the long notes, and I want you to make sure you're just being aware that the song has meaning and it has some sort of pacing to it that you stick with. Hey, Pauline, phone call. Just say, right? Hang up on them. I got ukulele to get to. All right, so that's your melody. The one thing we didn't talk about was at measure 9, right? The last time you come through, you don't play measure 8, you go to measure 9. I've got an F chord sitting there, 2 0 1 0, and a wiggly down it means you're going to give it this beautiful thumb strum. Okay, so when you see that wiggly, that means right, just beautiful. You're not going to see that in all music. In fact, most of the music I don't put that on there because I want players to have the option of what they're going to do there. If I put it on there, heck yeah, I really want to do that. The problem with sheet music is you have to actually physically put all of those little wigglies on, so it takes forever. So we don't always put them on. Okay, but in this case, it's just there. Give yourself a nice down strum. So that's how we play the melody. I'd like to do it one more time, and then we'll grab the tough uke, and then we're going to move on to some hurt your head stuff today. Okay, from the top, melody only, twice through. Remember, you're going to play measure 8 the first time through. You're going to skip measure 8 the second time through. 1, 2, ready, play. 3, 0, 0, 1. 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3. 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4. 3, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3. Big strum. Did you remember? It sneaks up on you. Okay. All right. So that's playing with chords, playing with melody. If you have a friend, invite them over. Stay 6 feet away from them. You play the melody, they play the chords. Okay. And then switch so that you each have a chance to do both jobs. And that actually turns into an orchestra, right? You do that with enough people, pretty soon you got a cool thing going on. That's end of the day. That's how all orchestras work, is you or somebody playing melody, everybody else is playing the chords. And with ukulele, we usually kind of do it the opposite way. We have a small number playing chords because they're so stinking loud compared to playing melody. And then we have a whole bunch of people playing melody so we can get enough volume up so that the song can be heard. Okay, so Lynn asks, is there a rule about arpeggio in the high G string when you have a chord that includes the note on the high G string? It's a great question. With arpeggios, please know, get it in your heart now, there are no rules. There are no rules. So sometimes you will see me picking a 4-finger arpeggio on 4 strings. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. That's a 4 pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. But a lot of times I won't, because this string is higher than the one below it. It's called reentrant tuning. It's how all ukuleles are. It's what makes this instrument cool. But sometimes when you're plucking an arpeggio, it doesn't sound right. So what you want to do is you can try thumb, index, middle, and then come back to your index. So thumb, index, middle, index, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I have a tendency to do. It's not all the time, but this is one of those comfy patterns that I use a lot. If you're in 3 time, waltz time, it would just be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can also do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Speed it up, slow it down. The other possible pattern that comes up quite often is a 6 pattern. In that case, I sometimes do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I also might try on the top string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in each case, the song is going to play some role in telling you what your pattern should look like. And the message I hope I send to you all of the time on almost everything is be experimental with that type of thing. If you're going to play arpeggios, is that kind of pattern going to sound good, or is it going to sound better to go the opposite way? Dun 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 dun, or dun 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 dun. Sometimes maybe outsides and insides. How about odds and evens? So try different arpeggio patterns. Not really a rule, as long as you're plucking in the correct time. So in this case, it's in 2/4. We treat it as if it's 4/4, and so we have a pattern of 4. And so I've got to come up with some type of pattern where it makes sense that my thumb comes around about every 4th beat, right, or every 1st beat, and then there's 4 additional plucks in there somewhere along the line. So it's there's no rule about it, but there are general guidelines. Just make sure you're plucking in some manner that makes sense with whatever the meter of the song is, and then be experimental about what sounds the best. That's what I do. Okay. All right. Time for tough uke, and then we got to move on. Okay. Those of you guys who've been around a while, you know what you're in for. Okay, we've got that F chord, but we're going to be adding this pinky. I use my pinky when it says 2013 because I always blow it if I use my ring finger there. Now, our general guideline says, yeah, you should probably use your ring finger there. Try that. But you will notice I use my pinky every single time because I spent about 6 years failing at doing this. So I just switched to my pinky, and I do much better now. Okay, so that chord's going to come up in there. You've got the regular C7 chord showing up. Measure 3, you've got this F chord, but notice you're not going to play that top string. So when you come down, make sure you rest on that 1st string. You actually physically rest your thumb on the string you're not going to play. Okay, and that's really it. Measure 7, you got 003. Same thing, your thumb is going to rest on that 1st string. And that's it. And oh, measure 9 when we get there. Bar on 5, pinky on 10, 8, pinky on 8, 5 and 8, okay? I was holding 9, okay? So that very last chord looks like that, okay? You're going to probably play it, if you're new, like this, okay? That's what's perfectly fine. That's how you play it right now. Comes a day. When it comes in, okay? That day's not today. And notice on here, I do have an arpeggio pattern that I wrote out for you. You can experiment with it and see if it works for you. Okay, so I gave you the thumb, index, middle, index one on the arpeggio line just to give you something written down to practice, but don't feel like you have to follow that. Okay, you do have to follow the tough uke line or it won't sound right. Okay, get your F chord on and then add your pinky. We're ready to play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. To the top and 3, 4. Okay, a tiny bit late on my last chord. Not ideal. Okay, I wasn't trying to be dramatic. I was just slow getting there. Okay, so that's how the song goes. It's a beautiful little tune. it's a real tune. It was in an old school book, and CBS took it, changed the words around a little bit, and won a lawsuit on about the copyright thing. So the tune is a very old one. It's actually very similar to "Merrily We Roll Along," um, and but a school teacher back in the 30s added these words to it. She called it "Warm Kitty," and "Warm Kitty, Soft Kitty," and she did it backwards. And her melody was a tiny bit different. I actually have a copy of the book because I love this song so much. I thought I should at least buy the book, and of course it's been long out of print. But it's a nice little tune. And if you're new, just getting all of those different pieces on here together makes a lot of sense. The other thing on here, you do have your baritone chords on there. If you know somebody with a baritone, have them use those chord shapes instead of the ukulele chord shapes. And then you have somebody playing the lower voicing. And then finally, I did put the harmonica tab on there. If you have a harmonica in F, you can play along with everybody. If you have a regular harmonicas or just in C, you can play that tablature just by yourself. Don't try to play it with somebody else because it'll sound weird. Okay, there we go. Soft Kitty. That's hopefully a fun one for you. All right, now let's go move on to Eine, Kleine, Nachtmusik. Let's have a talk. All right. So last night I was laying there and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get that thing done. So I woke up at 3:30 in the morning intending to get just up on the website. And then I ended up finishing it. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to post the whole thing and we'll spend the next few days working on it. So you have everything that's going to be in this piece. You know, I'm not going to make any changes. This is Friday's concert. This is the song you want to be able to play on Friday. And you got lots and lots of choices on this one. Those of you tough ukers, please know this is tough, and it's not so much that the chord shapes are not particularly tough. The overall way of playing it isn't going to ruin your life, but getting the timing right and getting it where it sounds like the song is going to be tough. And I want to recommend really, really, really highly that you listen to the MP3 quite a few times. Years and years ago, I don't remember how many years ago, we did a full orchestral version of this in my ukulele orchestra. And not that long ago, we did it. I converted it to a guitar piece and did it in that orchestra. And so I've spent a lot of time listening to this. This thing makes sense quite a bit. And but I don't think it's going to make a ton of sense unless you have listened to that MP3 a bunch of times. So do that for me. Okay, let's talk about the different parts and pieces because I want you to break. I don't want you to just to play it from top to bottom. It'll be demoralizing. Okay, the first section is that page 1. That's the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star section. We do have a repeat there. So on concert day, we will play that page twice. Okay, and we'll talk about, as we did yesterday, the chords and whether you're going to play melody or chords or tough acts or whatever, tough uke. Okay. The next section starts on page 2 and continues over into page 3 to measure 40, and then that repeats as well. So from measure 14 to 40, that's sort of the famous section of Eine, Kleine, Nachtmusik. If you've ever heard the song, that's the part you would have heard for sure, is 14 to 40. I have modified it a tiny bit for ukulele. A couple of places where it's just not playable on ukulele, so we fixed those. Okay, and so you have that section. That's another section to practice, 14 to 40. Just practice that section. Then from 41 all the way to 68, that section I may literally decide to cut out. Okay, we're going to play through it a few times this week, and I'm going to see if it makes any. It's not nearly as well known as a piece, and it's just sort of feels like it's wandering around a little bit to me. And so we'll see how it goes. Okay. So from 40 to 68, that's probably a piece that I'm debating whether to hang on to. Now, there is more of this song that happens after that, but I got rid of it because it really wanders around and it really doesn't make any sense to spend as much time on it as we'd have to. When we have a full orchestra, it sounds fine. Okay, but for a solo piece, it felt like over and over stuff. At measure 69, those of you who are my age or older will know this tune. Oh, I wish I was an Oscar Mayer Wiener. Da, 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 dum. So we tack this on to be playing a hot dog song in the style of Mozart. So I want you to not change the methodology. Whatever method you pick you're playing with, you're going to use the same method as you go right into that, and you act as if you are playing Mozart. Okay, and it will sound like it belongs in the song, unless somebody is my age or older, and they'll be like, "Wait a minute, that's I've heard that song. Oh, wait a minute, that's the Oscar Mayer song," right? And so it's a chance to be cute. Um, and then at measure 85, it goes into Oscar Mayer had two kind of famous commercials. One was the I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener, and then the other one they had was my baloney has a first name. It's BOL. It's OSCAR, and so that's the second famous hot dog song, right? One was about cut up meats, and the other one was about hot dogs. Anyway, we put those together, and if you play them in exactly the same style as you've been playing the Mozart stuff, people people who don't know those tunes will think that it's Mozart, and people who do know those tunes are going to be like, "I caught you." Okay, so it's cute. It's supposed to be. All right. When we did this as an orchestral piece, we had a woman come out in a hot dog costume. Okay. So I'd like to work on the sections just a little bit so you could get comfy with that. And again, this piece is posted on the website. I'm not going to change it until Thursday night, and then even then we may stick with it depending on how that one little middle section is going. It's only 28 measures or so, but I don't want you to suffer through it if you don't have to. Okay, let's talk about page one again today. Your chords, G chord. Okay, now that Brandon told me he's doing his upside down, I want to double check. Your G chord, index finger on top, middle finger underneath, ring finger out there. That's a G chord. Okay, there are no other acceptable patterns to have your hand in. Okay, next chord's a C chord right there. Okay, chord measure 3 is D7, index and middle. Okay, oh yeah, she did. We did. We had a hot dog conducted. That's funny. Forgot about that. And let's see. Measure 5. There showed up a blank D7 guitar chord for some reason. There is a D7 there, and I'll have to fix that. So I didn't notice that typo. Sometimes my software will just start dumping in guitar chords for no reason, and they just switch out from ukulele. I don't know. That's the wonders of top level software. Okay, so that's going to be your D7. At measure 5, it's this D7, and I'll repost this with those corrected. Okay, then that's it for the page one. Okay, if you are new and you just want to play the chords, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. If you are here because you want to stop singing and start playing the ukulele, I would like for you to try to play the tablature. Okay, 3 3 5 5 7 7 5, and of course if you've been around a while, I want you to tackle the tough uke. Okay, which again you're going to be in classical position, in claw position, and this finger is going to be playing every other note. This eighth note is going to be right there. Okay, let's give it a try from the top. Start with your G chord or get your notes in position. 1 2 3 4. And then you're supposed to repeat to the top of the page. Okay, so that's that page for you. That's something that whatever level you're working on should give you a challenge. If you're brand new and you're just trying to get your darn chords figured out, those are a great set of chords that you really do need to know. Uh, and if you're working on melody, which is what you should be working on for sure, just making sure that your note happens about the same time as I'm playing it. And then, of course, tough euchres, what we're really working on there is true fingerstyle. Every eighth note, we're doing something. We're doing something. And so it's just a way to create a lot of extra fun and excitement and a little energy going into that. Okay, so that's page 1. We will play that twice. The second time through, we skip that last measure, measure 12, and we go into 13, which is almost identical to 12. Let's see. What did Joyce say? I have an album from the meat plant in Dubuque. Oh, yeah, that is all Oscar. No, isn't that funny? That is so funny. Yeah, actually, they're super cute songs on this. All right, so now we're going to go into the main Eine, Kleine, Nachtmusik theme. Okay, and again, make sure you go listen to MP3 because it's pretty darn close to the original, but it's made for ukulele. The original is meant for violin, and so they can really do a whole lot of notes in a short amount of time. We don't have that ability on this instrument. Okay, so we're gonna walk through it. Your main chords, if you're chording, is C, F, G7. Okay. There is down at measure 24, you have your A minor. Measure 25, I put D minors on here, which is F chord, add your ring finger, that's D minor. Okay, and that'll take us through that entire page. That takes us through page 2 and probably to the end, if I remember right. We have a couple of D7s that show up right before the repeat. Okay, so those are these guys. Okay, but everything else is C, G, F. Okay, so melody players, you have a bit of a challenge, right? You're going to be playing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 7, 10. Okay, so you want to be thinking about positionally. If I'm playing melody and I got to get from 3s to 10s, I got to be mindful to be looking at that and saying, all right, there's the end of the 3s, maybe slide up to 7 to make getting to 10 easier. I also have 8s and 5s in there, so I want to be thinking about, okay, so you're going to be thinking about where you are playing positionally with each of these sections. And I would absolutely have a pencil out and I'd be writing down exactly where my fingers needed to go and which finger I was going to use for which note, because otherwise you're going to be guessing all of the time and you're going to miss. Okay, so that's melody playing. Let's talk tough uke. Okay, this is my tendency, right? I don't want to do that when I'm playing classical. I want to do this. Okay, it's going to sound more classical. Okay, this is going to sound much more notey than this beautiful downstrum. Okay, so I really want to play this whole entire piece with my claw from 14. That's going to be a challenge. So I'm thinking about, all right, that's going to be hard for playing just straight melodies hard enough, but playing it with tough uke is really tough. Okay, so start from measure 14, do what you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5s and 8s. And then the G chord at the end there. Okay, now measure 18. And 5. A minor, D minor, Okay, same idea again. So that's the end of the page. Okay. Now I play it super wonky and uneven, and that's definitely something I'm going to be working on over the next few days. Is just getting it smoothed out. It really works well. It's actually very beautiful. But we're doing a whole lot of stuff. When I did the arrangement for large group, everybody just has one line. Everybody's playing some form of melody, and there's actually a really cool counter melody that runs through this whole piece and all this. But when you are tough, you're you're the whole show. You have to start figuring out what you're going to realistically be able to play. And I've kind of taken it to the limit here, right? There's a few moments where, 2, 5, 8s, that's really going to be tough while you're also playing a chord. So just know if you're playing the claw and if you're struggling, you probably should be, because I'm struggling with it too. We will get it cleaned up and smoothed out over the week. Okay, let's do page 3. We're going to play down to measure 40, and then we'll talk about what happens there. Okay, so measure 40. I'm sorry, measure 33. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bar on 7, pinky on 10, 5 9 5 9. And then this is probably, I think, the hardest part of the whole song, because you're going to have to get the timing right. Bar on 7, pinky on 10, and you're going to hit this first 10 real fast and hit another 10. And then they are all quarter notes through there, but they're on the off beat. So you're going to feel like you're doing it wrong, even though you're doing it right. And it's kind of slow, but it's very hard to talk yourself into doing this section. So it's going to go. And this is a really challenging moment here. 9, where's my 10? 9, 9, and 10. That's the chord you're going to be using at this moment. And getting that clean and pretty is going to be tough, right? And so just know you're going to do the best you can with it. It may sound like that, whatever, doesn't matter. And then you're going to play 5 10 5 10. 5 10 5. Yeah, 5 10 10 5. 5 10 5. I'm on 9, that's why. 5 10 5. And then one more time on that little guy. And then you got to get back to the 2s. Bum bum bum. So I'm living in fear of those 4 measures. So measure 37 through 40, that's going to take quite a bit of time for me to get all of my fingering figured out there. And if you're fighting it, you should know that that's okay, because it's tough. I think if you can get that little section done there, it will sound really, really nice on your ukulele. I played it enough where I feel like, yep, this is going to work. It's just going to take some time to put in. When you hit measure 40, we're going to go back to measure 14 and play that whole section over. We're not going to do it today, but we are going to play that section twice. So in other words, page 1, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, we play that twice, and then page 2, and then 2.5, we're going to play that section twice. That's sort of the main theme, and I think you will really enjoy it once your ukulele starts coming around. Plus, if you're just playing the melody, you're just playing the melody, and it's going to sound really nice. Okay. Now, from 41 to 68, let's play through it. I think it may end up getting nuked. Okay, I'm going to play it a bunch of the next couple of days to see if I can live with it. But it's a less well-known portion of the song. So let's give it a try. From 41, play whatever feels good. Try to keep 4 beats in a measure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that darn chord again. I'm sorry. Oh, I hit a 12. God dang it. Okay, and that's the end of page 3. Going to page 4. So that's the end of that little section. Played it horribly. It's a tough section, and like I say, I'm going to play it a whole bunch to see if I can get it smoothed out. Give it those of you guys that are on that level. If you guys will play it a bunch of times and let me know if there's any other choices that you're finding to simplify it a little bit. I don't see any other choices. It's just a complicated piece of music and takes a lot of effort, and it may be worth it. It may be worth putting in the time on that. Okay, so then let's play through the hot dog section, and that's actually a lot more fun. So we're going to start with the pickups to 69. We're going to play through those. Okay, so get your F chord on. And again, I would not recommend strumming. I think you want to be using your claw if possible. If you have to use your thumb, then use your thumb, right? But it's a great opportunity to sound classical playing a song about a hot dog. Okay, I'm going to count in 3, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's the Oscar Mayer Wiener part, and then so that's not terribly tough. That's and especially if you're just playing the tablature, you've got some 4s that sneak in there, but otherwise that's a pretty fun little piece to play. And then at 84, we're going to do the pickup note to 85. Okay, we'll count in 3, and then we'll finish up. 1, 2, 3. want you to hold that note for a long time before we go into the final note. And ready, go. And then B flat on 3. And that's, again, that's where that wiggly is. Okay, give it a nice big down strum to make it sound cool. So for sure, the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star section is in. For sure, the 14 through 40, that Eine, Kleine, Nachtmusik main theme is in. And for sure, those last 2 sections with both of the hot dog songs are in. I will debate. I will play through it a lot more over the next couple of days to make sure that we're going to keep that middle section. I'm not even sure it's necessary, to be honest. It's a lot of work for, we already know what song we're working on. So that's what's going on with Eine, Kleine, Nachtmusik. It should be, when we're all done, should be a fun piece for you one way or another. Those of you guys who run instrumental groups or are thinking about getting one going, I think the arrangement we have is for 6 ukuleles, and you really do need all 6 ukuleles. So if you happen to know 6 people that are wanting to do something crazy, it's a really fun arrangement. I'll be happy to send it to you. So there's that. Let's see. So that's it for today. I hope you guys are doing well out there, and the world's in chaos. We're fine here. Okay, for 1 hour a day, we're fine. We're focused in on what's important, which is creating art and beauty and being safe. And so I hope that you guys are all staying safe out there. My plan, I got a couple ukuleles to set up today, and then my plan is to write emails this evening. So I know some of you guys wrote me weeks ago, and I'm going to try to get to a bunch of those tonight. So that's the plan anyway. We'll see. Have a great day. Have a great evening. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Let's see. Mike said, what does Mike say? What is the last tab chord in measure 93? I already closed it. Hold on. Let me flip. Oh, it's the tab chord is here's what's weird about ukulele. This chord in standard notation looks identical to this chord in standard notation, but it's a B flat just moved up to 3, Joyce. That should get you. Okay. There we go. Oh gosh, you guys are going too fast. Hold on. Let's see. So that's the chord. I need to say, I know, right, Mike? It's delicious. Okay, Joyce has it. Kelly, Carol. Yeah, I know. We need some Ré Poupon. Remember that commercial? It's a really good workout and good practice for reading and playing stuff quickly. Thanks, Gary. You bet, Fran. It's a tough one. Hang in there. Kat, have a great day. Good to see you. Renee, Patty and Tom, Barbara's making fun of my shoes. Goodness sake, what is the world coming to? Lindy, have a great day. Marie, have a great afternoon. Karen, good. So glad you're back involved. Leslie, take care of the East Coast for us, will you? Gail. Oh, yes, it is hard. It is hard. Okay, and we'll do what we can. See what you can do. Brandon, have a good day. Susie, Carol, Sandy. It's wonderful. Lynn, have a great day. Phyllis, I know, right? It's hard. These actually are. It does kind of wear you out being here and working this hard. You notice your brain is full when you play Tough You. Nothing else is going to penetrate. You're fully engaged. It's one of the best parts about playing chord melody. It takes your entire body and brain to do it. So it's nice. Pauline, have a great week, great evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Jackie. Oh, your homework. No, you don't turn it in. Okay, you just know in your soul whether you did it or not. That's the worst place, right? But we can maybe we'll do over here in the chat box. We'll do a honesty check, right? We'll do something like that. That'll be funny. That's a good question, Jacqueline. I should address that. Let's see. Linda, have a great day. Vicky, good to see you, Linda. Yeah, seriously, throw the Mozart away. Just learn to play the hot dog stuff. Honestly, that's what'll really impress people, especially anybody who's ever seen those commercials. I should post those commercials so you guys can, so the younger folks can review them. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Thanks for everything, and love meeting with you guys every day. It just is absolutely a delight. And so I will see all of you hopefully tomorrow, next day, somewhere down the road. Be good. Talk to you later.